Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever been too judgmental about somebody else, about other people? I know I have. Especially early in life, probably because my parents were very judgmental. I unfortunately had that habit too, of judging people that I shouldn't be judging. Unfortunately, I think it's in our society, it has become almost second nature for some people to judge people simply because they belong to a certain group or belong to, they're a certain race or whatever it is. We will judge them before even knowing them. I mean, if you think about in our society in the last 20 years, especially since 9/11, anybody who's Muslim, we question whether, are they a terrorist or something? We question whether anybody with brown skin is an illegal alien. It goes on and on. And one of the worst things we can do is judge somebody without getting to know them. In fact, a lot of people will make judgments about people from certain places. Oh, well, they're like this or they're like that. Hear it all the time. And it's funny that when you hear people who have visited some of these places that, oh, these people are horrible because of this or because of that. In reality, yeah, maybe their government does bad, is not the best. But the people there are really good. Give you a perfect example is I was at Portland State University and met a gentleman. He was in my program and we both had kids, but his kids were back home. His daughter and his wife were back home in Indonesia where he was from. He was here in the United States alone. Now, some people would judge him just because of his faith. I didn't judge him because of his faith. I actually invited him. We had a party one Easter. We invited everybody that we knew that didn't have immediate family in the area. We invited them over to our house and we had a big party. And it was great. And one of the people, his name was Median, or at least that's what we went by his name because his name is really hard to pronounce. But we brought him over. And in fact, he would end up coming over to our house on all kinds of occasions. My kids loved him. He would play soccer with my kids, would do all kinds of things, have great talks. And that's it. If I would have judged him just because of his religion, we would have never became friends. And we are still friends, even though we're separate. Right now, he's in London pursuing his PhD. His wife and daughter were finally able to come over and visit him and visit us. We got to know them really well. And we still talk, via Facebook all the time. It's great. That was all because of somebody that I could have easily judged. Now, a few years ago, I was attacked in a random act of violence by a person. He was black. And one of my coworkers, who also happened to be black, was worried because I would be judgmental because, a black guy attacked me. I go, no. I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm not going to put down a whole, every black person just because of one bad apple. I have friends who are black. In fact, to tell you a story, all my grandparents passed away before I was born. So I didn't have that opportunity to have grandparents. However, I had two ladies who basically treated me as their grandson and became my surrogate grandparents. Ironically, one was black and one was Jewish. And I was, well, both sides of my family come from Germany and Catholic. So, if we would judge these people for who they were, we would have never got to know them, never became friends with them. And, they would have never been my adopted grandparents. And they taught me so much in life about, how important it is not to judge people. Now, if somebody does something bad, that's it. We have living across from us a 23-year-old girl who is a level 3 sex offender. Apparently, she had sexual intercourse, what did they say in the she had inappropriate sexual contact with a boy 12 or under. So, obviously, this one girl committed something pretty bad, because level 3 is the highest level of, watching, how often they have to report in and stuff. That's the highest level. So, am I saying that she shouldn't be judged? Well, obviously, she did something wrong. And it's not my responsibility to judge her. She's already been judged. However, we had a new family move next door to us, and they have a young boy. So I did let them know that there was a level 3 sex offender across the street from us. Now, do I think that this girl is going to harm her boy? I don't know. Fortunately, she keeps to herself. We rarely see her. The only time I actually ever see her is when her parents come to pick her up. Her parents or grandparents bought her the house across the street for her to live in, because she lived in a small town to our south, and she couldn't live there anymore, so they bought her this house. So what do? What's the case? This is the hard one. Do you judge her for what she's done? Well, yeah, she has done something bad. Would I help her if something happened that, she was I don't know. If it was necessary, sure. If she needed help, yeah, I would help her. Would I invite her over to my house? Probably not. And I'm also going to warn neighbors that have kids that, she is over there and you need to be aware of her, because awareness is what's most important. I don't know what she might be capable of, what she would do. I just want to make sure that people are alert, and hopefully they won't do something rash. That's the other danger, is people make judgments about somebody. They will sometimes do stupid things because they're afraid. So don't judge people in the right, but also be alert. Also know that if somebody's done something, especially as bad as, a sex offense, you have a right to know. You have the right to be alert. Do you have the right to take action against them? No. But you can alert those around you that, have family that could be harmed by them. So what am I saying is basically, don't judge. Hey, do me a favor. I haven't mentioned this in the last few videos, but please hit the subscribe button if you think this is helping you. Amber, it's a dawn of a better life. You today could change your life. If you don't like your life, then look about changing it. Do whatever you need to change your life. We're here to help you. I hope you have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.